All right, I'm ready. You guys ready?
Listo.
Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Come on, give me an oh, yeah, Heather.
Come on, Heather.
Yeah.
What's up, people? Anibal here, and you are watching SparStar Unleashed. We wrapped up SparStar Fight Night 55, and we have some exciting fights to tell you guys about. I have the Director of Operations to my left, Mr. Michael Gross here, and of course, we have the beautiful matchmaker, Miss Heather Soto. Welcome, guys, to the show. All right. Guys, tonight was an amazing fight night. SparStar 55. It was full of some amazing fights that I can't wait to get into. We're going to be talking about the fight of the night, the knockout of the night.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we have a little bit of a contention on who the fight of the night should go to. So let's get it going with it and go from the beginning of the fight card.
Let's do this.
Thanks again to Heather for putting together these awesome fights with some awesome warriors that put on a show for everybody. So why don't you go ahead and start it up, Mike? Let us know who the first fight was, and we're going to go over what went down.
Dominic Crane and Daniel Ortega,
Yes.
a couple 125ers. And they came out guns blazing, started the show off right, and as you know, it didn't go very long.
Yes, it was a first round submission. I believe it was a rear naked choke. It was a quick fight, but it was an exciting fight. It got the crowd going for sure.
Oh, yeah. And Dominic out of the OC Regional Training Center got the W. Those guys are on fire right now.
Yeah, they got a lot of great fighters coming out of the OC, and that's actually where Heather's from San Diego. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's not at the OC.
That's not OC. Oh, that's right, huh? OC is Orange County. My bad.
Almost there.
Almost there.
Just a little more south.
Just keep going, maybe like 2 hours?
Just a little more south.
Like 2 more hours? Okay, you're practically in TJ. That's probably where you're from.
Practically in TJ.
Yeah, Tijuana.
Got way better tacos than the OC.
Do we have any fighters out of San Diego that fight for SparStar?
Not on this show.
Go ahead and
We
can you
will.
talk a little bit closer to the mic?
Sorry.
You can bring it down a little bit if you want.
We don't on this show. We did a couple on the last show, and then on September 30th, we'll have a couple back.
Oh, nice.
We'll have Leon Shalamoon. Is that how you say it? Shalamoon?
Schlamoon? I don't know.
155er.
That guy's a beast.
He's a beast.
Oh, I think didn't he fight on a card before?
Correct.
Yes, I remember the name.
We'll also have Kim Peterson back from the
Yes.
last show. Kim will be
Valiant
back.
Training Center.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Those guys, they we're ready for them to be back.
That's awesome. Great. Yeah, so that first fight, it was a submission win for Mr. Dominic Crane. Second fight was, I believe it was Robert Arias versus Mark Valdez. And what a fight that was.
Yeah.
Knockout heard across the world.
Say that again. The knockout heard across the world.
Knockout. Oh, that was a good
Oh,
one. It
my
was so
God.
good.
Yeah, I felt, because I have a near and dear part in my heart for Icon MMA.
Me
That's
too.
where Tony Cortez comes
Yeah.
out of, and we had Bobby Green in the house today. He just came out off a win.
I graduated high school from Apple Valley High School.
Oh, really? Oh, so these are your people, too.
These are my people.
So when I saw Bobby and I saw Icon MMA, I was really rooting for Mark to take that win. But they went at it like two bulls, just throwing hands. They were throwing everything, man. And, when you do that, you take a risk. And, you could take a hit, and that's exactly what happened. Robert Arias landed a flush right overhand straight to the jaw.
Beto, yeah.
And, put Mr. Mark Valdez out. And I will personally say that was probably the knockout of the night.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, that's just what happens. Shout out to both those guys. They came forward. It could have gone either way, but it was Beto's night, and he got it done. So
That's it.
yeah, I'll say that's
So like
knockout of the night.
100%. That was they were just both swinging for the fucking fences.
Yeah.
Sorry, is that a bad word?
It's okay. We're
Sorry.
going to bleep it out. I'm
They
just
were
kidding. We won't.
They were both swinging. Like
Yeah.
someone was gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
It was just the way it was gonna go. Like
Yeah.
that's what I
Maybe
love
not.
about those debuters. They come out and you don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you get a great knockout and everyone's like,
Yeah,
Love that.
exactly. Yeah, that was a really exciting fight. And then immediately after that fight, we had Matthew Zohare. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct.
You're close, and it's better than I'll do.
Oh, okay.
Me too.
Versus Jordan Delgrange.
Yeah.
See, man, I'm so hard at
Delgrange,
pronouncing.
I think.
Delgrange?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, and then how would that fight end?
Well, you know what? I missed that one, but I think Matthew won pretty quick, Heather.
Oh,
He did.
yes. I
He
remember
did.
this fight now.
If you you ask Jordan, Jordan feels like he got robbed.
Yes, I saw that fight, and I could kind of understand where Jordan's coming from.
Me too.
Because what happened was it was a flash knockout. He landed a perfect right to the button, and he was knocked out probably for like 2 seconds. Within those 2 seconds, the judge stopped the fight.
Yeah,
but he was immediately up. So for him, he probably didn't even realize he was knocked out. It was a flash knockout. He got hit right in the button, but he could have kept on fighting. He was still in, I would say, perfect condition to continue to fighting. But unfortunately, this is a game where if you get knocked out, you're going to lose the fight. And unfortunately,
got to take care of these guys.
Yeah, the judge did what the referee, I'm sorry, had to do what he had to do. He had to stop that fight. As soon as you see a fighter, out, you want to make sure you're protecting the fighters.
Exactly. So, I mean, huge props to Matthew. He got it done. And we love Jordan, too. He's going to come back stronger than ever. Yeah. But what we love about Jordan, nicest guy ever, he actually brought his business out, and he works on people with acupuncture and massage.
Oh, yeah.
So he's known for talking to his opponent beforehand. Hey, we can have a mean fight, and then afterwards, let my guys work on you a little bit.
That's cool.
We'll get you hooked up. So
yeah,
cool,
I think I followed Jordan on Instagram, and I thought he was more like a karate guy and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a traditional martial artist.
Yeah, like a traditional martial artist. So I was actually really excited to see his fight and see what he was going to do up there. So I was a little disappointed when it ended that quickly, but then again, it was an exciting fight, and he'll be back, like you said, stronger than ever. Followed up by that fight, we had Roman Rodriguez versus Steven Valdez. Rodriguez taking the fight by unanimous decision. That was a really exciting fight. Did you get to see that fight as well?
Yeah, good back and forth action there. Roman lost in our last event, and it was a close decision, and so it was nice to see him come back and really persevere and pull it out.
What I really liked about him is that every time he got hit, he got excited.
He's a crazy person.
He
did. When they would hit him, he would just get excited and smile at him and those are crazy fighters. I fought people like that before. And it's not a fun thing. When you hit them with everything you want, and they just smile and they get more excited, you're like, shit, this is going to be a long day.
Exactly.
So I really I liked his personality, and I liked his style, and I'm excited to see his career blossom in SparStar Promotions. Next fight, we had
Mauricio Hernandez and
from the Den.
Juan Vargas. Yeah.
Oh yes, you know what? The Den, huge shout out. I'm not sure what's the name of their head coach there.
Ben Jones.
Ben Jones. That dude is a freaking beast, man.
Did you watch the Badger slap?
Yeah, the Badger slap was amazing. I got super excited.
Badger slap
that was my
before?
first time seeing one. I was literally with my gimbal right on his face, and I didn't know it was going to happen. And it was just whack, whack. And then just the intensity was really, really high.
Every time.
Cut to the clip.
So Mauricio lost his opponent less than a week ago.
Really?
Juan took this fight last minute.
Can you speak a little bit closer to the mic? Sorry.
Juan took this fight this week.
Oh, okay.
So Mauricio's opponent dropped out this week.
I see.
So we had the good news, bad news talk, which is every matchmaker's worst day ever.
Yeah.
To do the good news, bad news talk. And for Juan to step in.
The good news is what? You found a replacement.
Exactly.
The bad news is your fighter that you've been prepping for either got hurt, pulled out, whatever the story is.
Absolutely. And for Juan to jump in, I thank him all the I got fighters like that are the get ready, state ready guys. Those are the guys that have my heart always.
Yeah.
Because I know I can call you. I hate that. Gotta hate that. Those are the worst calls of my job. But
you have a tough job, Heather. Okay. You're wrangling all these. I know the personality of fighters, and they're just a little hard-headed sometimes. So you're wrangling all these guys with all these different personalities and their coaches and everybody.
Juan didn't even think he was going to have corners with him.
Wow.
I was finding corners last minute because he didn't think his corners were going to come. And I appreciate him showing up, and regardless of the outcome, he wants to come back. And those are the kind of fights. Those are the fighters I want back because I want them to be here, and I want to make the entire experience enjoyable. That's the whole thing with amateur fighting. Yeah, I mean,
these fighters are here to showcase their talent, showcase their skills, challenge themselves against somebody to improve. And fight. Well, the great thing about amateur fighters is that you can see the improvement drastically from fight to fight. When you're fighting in in professional levels, typically the improvement level is not drastic over the fight. They might improve a little bit here, a little bit there, but I really get excited when I see a fighter that they have what it takes to win big time. They just need to tweak one thing or two, or have a different camp or whatever it is. And like you said, I'm really excited to see Juan Vargas come out, and huge shout out to Mauricio Hernandez for taking that W. So after that fight, we had was it Nguyen versus Salinas?
Yeah. Yep.
Correct.
Yeah, and that was a decision. I believe Salinas took that decision over Nguyen. It was an exciting fight as well, and two great fighters. I'm excited to see their career blossom as well. Shortly after that one, we had I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'll let you try that one.
Mr. Khan.
Mr. Khan. Okay.
So what I love about this kid, this guy has been bothering me for years for a fight. He comes up, introduces himself at every show.
Months, maybe not years, maybe like a month, probably like
at least 3 different shows. He come out, hey, Mike, you remember me, right? I need to fight. I want to fight for you guys. I want to fight. Every time it's the same thing. And I'm like, talk to Heather. Well, you can fight. Yeah. And so Heather would call his coach, and his coach would say, he's not quite ready yet.
Not ready yet.
Team Ironman. Great guys.
We got Rudy Perez from there.
That's right.
Exactly.
We got some great guys from
I'm always having to tell this guy, like, talk to your coach.
Yeah.
Get him to sign off, and then you're in.
Yeah.
And so it finally happened for him this
time. So
this
was his first fight?
First fight with us. I think he had one previously.
Okay.
A 1-0 versus an 0-1.
There you go. This is his SparStar debut.
And he gets the W tonight, and I have never seen... Well, I probably have. He was so excited afterwards.
Oh my God, he was climbing that cage.
Did you see? I'm like Volkanovski. He's like, I loved it, man. He was hyped.
That is funny.
Yeah, so
I love it, man.
Yeah, so big things ahead for this kid.
It's so awesome seeing when the fighters take that win, that W, just the excitement in their face, and seeing their coaches proud of them. It's a really beautiful sight to see, because most people don't see all the toil that they have to put in, to get to the cage. So like you said, he's been badgering you for some time. So I'm sure he's been badgering his coach as well, and training as hard as he can to get, the opportunity to be on that stage, and then to win. Yeah, I'm sure he's feeling on cloud 9 right now.
Yep, and a great fight from Ruben Bowen as well.
Absolutely.
Yes, he came in and really threw down. It just didn't quite go his way.
Awesome. What's the next fight?
Art Sanchez and Miguel Valtierra.
Wasn't Art Sanchez on the cover of SparStar Fight Night 55?
He was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the guy throwing the punch.
yeah, exactly.
I remember. I was like, I remember that. He's the one that did that amazing knockout on
Art
SSP 54.
was not on the card till that poster came out, and he goes, "Hey Heather, I'm on the card, or I'm on the poster. Can I be on the card?" Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you say?
That's crazy. Yeah. So he was on the poster before he was on the card.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Our artist he has all the pictures, and he's like, oh, I want to use this one. This looks
I was
awesome.
telling my friend, like, man, it must suck to be the guy getting punched in that picture.
He's such a good sport. That's my guy, Kenny Tran. We can't wait to have him back.
Yeah. I remember that fight. That was a fun fight, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
out of the den.
And Art is also one of those guys. Like he's not just like a specific weight. Like he's like, you want me at a 35? I'll be 35. You want me at 45? I'll be 45. Like he's pretty
versatile.
Absolutely, which is, I mean, sometimes you have to do that because I can't always say like I always have a 35 or always have. So I love that about him.
Yeah, he has a unique body frame where he's shorter but like stocky.
Correct.
So he can easily move through the weight divisions by just cutting weight.
Absolutely.
Or stacking on muscle. So you could tell he's naturally more of a muscular, stocky guy.
For sure.
So he could be a little bit heavier, or he could cut down and fight, on a lower weight. So that's exciting. And that fight was really good against Miguel Valtierra. Miguel Valtierra, and he took it by decision. That was a great fight.
Valtierra's a stud too.
Yeah, Valtierra, gosh, every single time. He just shows up and he shows out every time. I don't know. I'm not familiar with his whole gym. I talked to Miguel.
They're from
directly.
what? MTLA?
MTLA.
Yeah.
So I don't actually have a lot to talk to. I've never talked to them. They don't have any other fighters.
Where are they out of? What city?
I have no idea.
Okay. That's probably why.
No clue. I just talked to him.
Yeah.
Is he the one that only speaks Spanish?
I don't think so.
He spoke Spanish. I think his.
I don't think he speaks English.
Oh, then he's faking it real well.
And then when
really?
Like the last show, we were texting, and I was like, "What do you mean you don't like? You did Google Translate on point, Every single time.
Miguel, text if you speak English. Yeah. We've had a conversation, so either I'm not paying.
He's using AI.
Yeah. I promise you. I think I'm
Chat GPT, Spanish version.
99.9%. Sure.
Oh, okay.
I bet you he
All
does.
right.
Was he the one that was? No, he didn't talk on the mic because there was someone that was wearing the Mexican Muay Thai piece. Who was that?
That's Miguel. Yeah.
That is Miguel, right?
No,
he does speak English.
100%. Are you sure?
I thought I heard him speak English.
Dude, I've texted with him, so he could.
I've
he could
texted
be
with him
it.
too.
Well, he did talk in Spanish at the end. But he did talk in English too.
I feel like
Solve this for us,
Spanish.
Miguel. Just
we're gonna talk to him.
We're gonna have him on the podcast next time.
I'm pretty sure Spanish is his first language. And at the last show, I was like, wait a second, how would we been having this whole conversation? And
Google Translate.
It worked out well. I mean,
well, it worked out tonight because he took that win.
And it worked out tonight as well. And I mean, his coaches are great.
Yeah.
Well, and also I think I heard he is the most attractive fighter on the card this time. So yeah,
is SparStar going to start a calendar of men?
We're halfway through.
Yeah, I'll take February, bro. What are you gonna take? I can see in December.
I will not be on there.
Just Mike with just like a little Santa hat on.
There's no dad.
No
bod
shirt.
section.
And then the gloves.
Surfboard. We'll do July.
Oh, July.
Surfboard.
There's no dad bod section. I don't think I'm on there. Yeah.
Damn, I can't make it either then, bro. All right, cool. So next fight after that, what number are we? I think I'm lost here.
Chuco Provencio versus
Eugene.
Chris Martinez. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, Heather, you know the story better. Eugene trains under Daniel Rodriguez.
17-4, UFC fighter. Like,
yeah.
Chuco had been through some stuff. So Chuco hasn't fought in a while. I think Chuco wasn't given the best fights in the beginning.
Yeah.
His heart is so there. His heart is there.
Yeah.
And
he fought Chris Martinez.
He did.
Who's
and
a stud.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Chris has been around for a long time. I think his skill is much better than what his record says he is.
Oh, yeah.
I think you just have, like, you can't look at somebody's record and base that's who they are.
Do you think Chris could be ready for a title shot after this one?
100%.
Nice. Well,
100%.
we do have a new 135-pound champion, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. So it's exciting to see the contenders.
And I'm actually more excited. He thought he was like, if you give me a title fight, can I fight Santiago?
Oh,
and
he's already calling it.
And now that we know it's not Santiago, it's Martinez, like, that even, I'm excited now.
We got a fight triangle.
Yeah, a little love triangle, a little fight triangle.
A little throuple.
So he took that win by submission, by rear naked choke. That was a beautiful finish to that fight. Now we're getting into some crazy fights that are contenders for fight of the night. I know we were discussing on what was going to be the fight of the night. This is one that is up for the grabs of that belt, I guess you can say, or win. So we had Quest Truxton versus Eleno Almanza.
The big bad wolf.
Yeah, that was such a great fight, man.
It really was.
Man, I have like another special place in my heart for Quest Truxton, because I've interviewed him on my podcast. He came out on the first sit down with Tony Cortez, and I've been seeing him fight for some time now, and I think he's such a great striker, such a great fighter. He has a really strong heart, and it was such an amazing fight tonight. It was a bloody mess too.
We've talked about it previously. He only fights the best guys.
He's always fighting the best people.
Tony Cortez, Christian Dighero.
He doesn't ask for anything less. That is
the
best thing about him. He doesn't ask for anything less than that.
Yeah.
And Quest has only fought with us.
Yeah.
If you think about it, only fought with us. So my heart is always, some of these guys I've had since the beginning.
Yeah.
And then
you've raised them like your little chicks.
I have.
They're growing into
and that makes it so
birds.
hard for me but Leno has. I don't know if you guys know, but Leno's last fight. He's from, I think it's Crestline. I could be.
Say that again. From where?
Crestline.
Oh, okay, Crestline. It's up in the mountains.
Just under Big Bear. So the last fight Leno was on, he literally had to park his car down the mountain on the day of the weigh-ins, walk down the mountains because they had so much snow.
Oh my God!
That they were snowed in.
You had to walk down the mountain.
Walk down the mountain to his car. Him and his dad parked the car.
Yeah.
They walked back home and then they came back. They had no grocery store in their town.
Jesus
Their
Christ.
grocery store had been snowed, like the snow came down and took out their grocery store. And not only did he show up to that weigh-ins on time, on weight, not a problem, he also showed up and brought all of his fans with him, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
So
the crowd was going wild for this fight, Truxton versus Almanza. And the first round was, man, it was Eleno came out ready to take Quest out in that first round. I think that was his plan, because he took everything and he landed some vicious punches, and
Quest wasn't going to have it.
Cracked open Quest. There was blood all over the mat, and it was a beautiful sight. And the second round and the third round were very close. I personally thought that Quest took the other 2 rounds, so it was a very, very close fight.
Split decision.
And it was a split decision. Eleno took the win, and well deserved again. I think it was a really exciting fight. Yeah, that was a hard fight to judge.
Judging.
It could have gone either way, I think. Striking, I think Quest took a little bit more for points on round 2 and 3, but I think Eleno got more points with his takedowns. He had a lot of takedowns on that fight.
Quest had really turned it by the third round, and you saw him pouring it on, and I'm thinking he's going to get the finish here. And then you see Eleno start throwing back again. It was that third round was just...
he's got that dog in him, He's got that where he's not going to give up. Because a lot of fighters in that position where he's gassed out, he's took some vicious punches, they quit at that point, and you could tell he doesn't have quit in his heart. Yeah. When he was about to he was like, I would feel like, he just turned it back on somehow. I was like, oh shit, he's throwing some more punches. I thought he was gonna just stop, So I think that's what made him take that little extra edge to win by split decision. But that's one of the fights that's up for fight of the night, and we'll get that at the end of the night. Awesome. So next we have I'm going to let you get into these, because these are the title fights, and you get to speak on these.
For the 135-pound SparStar title, we got Michael Santiago going against Danny Martinez.
Holy crap.
Yeah, exactly. We've talked on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Michael Santiago looks unbeatable. He's knocking guys out quick. He's having stand-up battles where he's dominant. He's looked untouchable.
Yeah, 4-0.
Danny Martinez, relatively unknown. He came in and fought for us in the last event. And it didn't go so well for him there. But he came in to this one. And just a little backstory on him real quick.
Go ahead.
I was talking to his coach, and usually you hear fighters say, I train 5 hours a day. I train 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
His coach is like, he's different. He's a different kid. Every day he's in the gym 4 to 5 hours. Even he's got energy in the middle of the night. He'll come in and work out. Like the kid does not stop. And he just keeps getting better. And so he came out. Yeah, it did. Definitely he came out in this fight. He was the underdog for sure.
Yeah.
And he perfectly timed a knee. I think he was aiming it for the body right as Michael was coming in for a takedown. Yeah. And knocked him out. So that is my knockout of the night.
Yeah, it was a beautiful knee. I'll give him that. It was just perfect, and got him right in the button. Like there was his equilibrium was off. There was no getting back up after that knee. And again, he came in as the underdog, and he proved himself. You know? So that's the Rocky story. I love those. I love those underdog Rocky stories.
The guys
he was probably training the little the little gray vest sweater, eating
as
raw eggs.
As the matchmaker, the text coming in, when Santiago wins, I'm going to take Santiago, which is amazing now, because I'm like, well, what do we do? I mean, you have to. Like, Danny did it. Danny did it. That's the best thing about this sport, is you just never know.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, because like now you have, Michael Santiago is still an amazing fighter, and he's still got a great career ahead of him.
He's going to come back, and he's going to come better. He's going to be here, and he's going to be better.
Yeah, and he's from such a great fight camp. Huge shout out to Cage Combat 100. Up in Victorville.
See all the people?
Oh my God, they brought everybody out. I love that camp.
The whole tent was just
shaking. It was shaking.
It was amazing.
I was like, why is it so hot in here? It's like all these people in here, So I'm excited to see him come back and redeem that loss with some wins, and I'm super excited to see Daniel Martinez's career continue to blossom. He's probably going to keep on eating those raw eggs and running in the snow with a log on his back. He's my Rocky.
We could see the Martinez brothers next, Chris against Daniel.
Yeah,
perhaps. Right? I mean, it could be Martinez squared.
There you go. Now I know this next fight, Heather doesn't have anything nice to say, so she's not going to say anything. But we were supposed to have Rayshawn Rowland versus Royce Butler. Unfortunately, we were not able to have that fight tonight. But we do have some great news about Royce Butler.
Yeah. So we brought him in the cage. You know, he had earned this shot before this fight. It was going to happen regardless, but because the fight didn't happen, we still went ahead. And our founder and president, Tony Padilla, is also the VP of operations at Combate Global. And Tony's had his eye on Royce for a while. And so it's now time for Royce to make the transition from SparStar straight to Combate. And he signed his contractual agreement in the cage. And
it was beautiful. Cool. He signed a 5-year contract with Combate.
2
years. Sorry.
5
fight, 2 year. I got it flipped. Yeah. I was like, 5 years, 2 fights. Like, damn, that must suck.
That is not very active.
Yeah. So huge congratulations to Royce Butler. And look forward to seeing him in that jaula, as I like to say, in the jaula for Combate Global.
That's something we want to really focus on is, you know, we want to bring these guys up. We want to grow with them in SparStar. And when they're ready to spread their wings, you know, we'll take them with them. We want to keep them in-house.
We have that path. We have that path.
Yeah. Just like Tony Cortez.
Rashawn is going to be, you know, at the end of the day, that would have been, for me as a matchmaker, that would have been an amazing fight. I hope Rashawn comes back.
Finds his way.
I don't think he's ever going to fight Royce at this point.
I
mean, I think, but it would have been, well, even at the pros, Royce is going to make his advance, which is far beyond that. But I mean, it would have been a great fight. And that's what hurts my heart, is it was stylistically going to be an amazing fight.
I was looking forward to it. You know, the sit down went down, and you know, it looked like they were both ready to fight, but unfortunately life happens, and you know, we roll with the punches that come our way. So lead us into the next one, Mike.
Okay, and so for the next one, we had the SparStar 155-pound title along with the California State 155-pound title. Aaron Troby versus Trevor Devestern, 2 absolute studs.
Oh yeah,
Aaron Troby's won 4 in a row.
Yeah,
he's just the classiest guy I know. Nothing bad to say about him ever.
Yeah, a humble warrior. God, I love him.
Exactly. And Trevor is a former state champion at 170 pounds. He doesn't lose to anybody out of SoCal Fight Factory. Yeah. And it's just like 2 fights. You're like, I don't know who either one of these guys is ever going to lose to. So let's match them up.
Yeah.
And
it was a beautiful matchmaking.
How it ended up happening, you know, Shane Collins was our 55. Shane Collins was supposed to be at the USA
Worlds or whatever.
So because Shane was going to be gone, he wasn't here. We weren't going to make anyone wait. So originally it was supposed to be Devestern Collins. Didn't happen. Now, I mean, that's just...
Or
it's
Troby
just the way,
Collins, right?
Yeah.
No. It was supposed to be Devestern Collins.
Oh,
Remember?
really?
Devestern had that...
at the last event.
Devestern had... Because we were doing the part of the 4-man tournament.
Yep, you're right.
So, Troby had his way in to the 4-man tournament because he won the last show. Collins, Devestern couldn't happen. Medical issues. So, we were going to do Troby Collins. Then Collins couldn't make it. So... What do you do? Like, you can't make Troby wait. He earned this.
Yeah.
He earned his spot here, and you can't make him wait for this.
Yeah.
He was set. He was dead set, and this is where it was going to be, and this is what we were going to do. Because we weren't. I'm not about making. You know, it is what it is. It's amateur. When they go to the pros, they can deal with all the BS that comes with that.
Yeah.
At this point, you know, I want them to be in there, and I want them to be ready. And Troby was ready.
Yeah.
Devestern was ready. Devestern dropped. He's typically 170. For him
he's
to
a big
drop,
guy.
he is for 155. But I'll tell you, he was 164 on Wednesday.
Sucked it up.
Yeah.
And this is what he did.
Yeah.
You
could tell he's got a lot of muscle on him.
He does. I mean, but that was an amazing fight.
It was a beautiful fight.
Yeah.
Really good fight. I know you threw them into the bucket for fight of the night as well.
I did, because I love them all.
Yeah, it's so tough, like watching these fighters, is like you don't want anybody to lose. You're like, I mean, I like them all.
For me, on the outside, like they are. Like I would never. I mean, my whole job as the matchmaker, my job isn't to pick the winner. My job is to pick the best fight that's going to give you guys. I want you guys to be able to be like, that was the best fight I've seen tonight.
Yeah.
Wait, That was the best fight I saw tonight.
Well, you did a great job today, Heather, because that's how I felt every fight.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all honestly, that's all I want.
Yeah.
I want these guys to get in there, and I want them to have a great night, and I want them to come back the next show and be like, this is going to be my next greatest fight. Oh, wait, that was my greatest fight. This is going to be my next greatest fight. And then eventually they're going to go pro, and they're going to make their money, and they got all their, all that experience here.
Yeah.
And that was my job. My job is to give them the experience here so they go pro and they just flourish there.
Yeah. They make it rain.
I just want them to make all the money. Make all the money.
That's it.
Because you didn't make shit here. So make all the money.
Hey, you can make money on ticket commission.
You can make some money on tickets.
You cannot. Shut your mouth. They cannot. They made nothing. They made lots of high fives and thank yous.
Yes. They got to showcase their skills.
They did. That's what amateur fighting's about. I mean, end of the day, that's what amateur fighting's about. My job as a matchmaker, as an amateur matchmaker, is to make sure that they have their experience here, so they go there and they know, like, everything can be thrown at me because I saw it all. Yeah.
Yeah, and, definitely that fight was amazing. Trevor Devestern took the win by decision. There was a lot of wrestling and a lot of grappling. He'd said on his post-fight interview that in the beginning he started throwing those hands, but Troby landed a couple of good ones that made him
like back up.
Yeah, back up and started to see stars. So he said he went back to his natural habitat, which is grappling and wrestling. And the rest of the fight he kind of dominated in that way. And I think that's why he took that decision.
But Troby's ground is great too.
Yeah,
you can't beat. I mean, Troby's a jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he's really good. It was a good fight. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
It was a close fight as well. But a huge shout out to Trevor Devestern and also the SoCal Fight. What's the name of their camp again?
SoCal Fight Factory.
Fight Factory. Yeah.
Renee.
Awesome. So lead us to the last fight, brother.
Okay, the main event of the evening. For both belts, the SparStar and California State title at 100.
That's Tony Cortez's old belt.
145
pounds.
Those
are big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Yep. We got the Tony Cortez size hole.
Yeah.
These guys stepped up to the plate.
Tony
would have been proud.
He saw the whole fight.
Yeah.
He did.
I was on FaceTime with him.
Oh, good.
The whole time. So he was so excited.
Dylan Morales, Christian Dighero. We've had them both on the podcast. Just two futures of the sport.
Yes.
And for me, that's my pick for fight of the night. These guys went back and forth. Christian got busted open.
Yes.
He gave as good as he got, and ultimately it came down to a judge's decision and a beautiful fight.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna give it also the fight of the night myself.
Okay.
I was so torn between either Quest Truxton versus Eleno Almanza or Dylan, the mathematician, a.k.a. Mr. Pickle, Morales versus Christian Dighero. Those two fights were so amazing, but, I think that the fight between Dylan and Christian was great, man. It was such a great fight. They were going back and forth. They poured their heart out. They put everything on the table, and Dylan Morales came out the winner today.
Yeah.
Took it by decision.
You could tell, the casino was just hopping.
Yes.
The energy in here was gnarly.
I couldn't hear the bell ring.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, wait, what happened?
At the end of the fight, I didn't hear it either.
I couldn't hear the bell ring.
I was like, wait, did we stop it? I had no idea.
Because it was so loud, and just the crowd was on their feet.
Like their fans. Gosh, can you bring better fans to our show than what we had tonight?
It was amazing.
We had the most amazing people in this event tonight. 100%.
I agree, guys.
I'm going to give them my fight of the night, too.
Fight of the night goes to our fans.
I'm giving it to Christian and Dylan, and I'm giving it to Trevor. And
okay.
so
you're giving it to everybody.
Everyone gets fight of the night today because they all did so good. I can't pick.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
This is what happens when Heather can't pick because I love them all. They all have a special place in my heart, and I sit there at the cage side, and I can't watch half the time when it gets to these guys.
Yeah.
These guys I can't watch because it was like I've had them for so long. Like I close my eyes and I video it so I can watch it later.
Like Dylan's mom was watching and stuff, and she was like screaming. And so like, man, sometimes I see parents. I'm like, man, I would be like nervous to see my kids fighting up there. Like I don't want them to get hurt, but at the same time, I want them to win.
And they all did so good. They're so impressive. I can't wait to see the futures for all of these guys because they're going to be amazing. They're going to be amazing, and I'm glad they had their start right here with us.
Yeah.
And I hope when they're big time, they remember all of us.
Oh, yeah, they definitely will.
It's me.
And you know what I'm really excited about, guys? The SparStar Fight Night 56. What's to come? Because look at all these champs that are coming out of here. You got a hell of a job to do, Miss Matchmaker, for this next event.
How many girlfriends I got lined
Oh
up
my
right
God,
now?
I can't wait. And you know, that's one thing I was missing today.
Can we talk about the 110 titles, SparStar and state titles?
No way. Oh, hell yeah.
I think we're going to have at least 3 girl fights.
Oh, let's do it.
I love a good girl fight.
Oh, me too.
As long as it's not me. Love a good girl
You're like,
fight.
I wish they let Nels fight in MMA.
Heck no, these things are expensive. I'm not putting on these.
No, but yeah, I was hoping to see a girl fight on this card because usually there's a couple.
I tried.
But
it's like herding cats. Like you just can't do it.
I bet.
So sometimes you have to just space them out a little.
Yeah. So we're thinking we're gonna have a couple for the next one.
I think we're gonna have 3, maybe 4.
Oh man, I'm so excited! I can't wait.
Who needs an all-girl card when you got SparStar?
That's it.
Throwing shade.
Guys, well, I had a great time tonight. Hope you guys did as well. I'm excited to see the next event here at the Commerce Casino. We packed out the house today.
September 30th.
We had some great fights. We again, huge shout out to Fight of the Night for Dylan Morales and Christian Dighero. All of the fighters, huge shout out to all of you guys, the fight camps, the trainers, the coaches, everybody that had something to do with putting together this event.
Thanks to everyone who bought a ticket. We super appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who bought
the fans are what makes it. You know,
100%. We can't do this without them supporting local MMA. So
that's it,
making it happen.
Well, guys, I want to thank you again for coming on to SparStar Unleashed, sharing your insight, and we'll see you guys next time.